Hello and welcome to another video from Between CAD Classes. Today I'm doing some modeling in Autodesk Fusion 360 and I'm going to create the model of the part that you see here. If you would like to try this model along with me, you can find a link to the detailed drawing down the description of this video. Of course, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to begin by modeling the left side of the part here. So looking at it in the front view, I'm going to create the sketch of the arc and the rectangular shape that it's attached to. Then I'm going to extrude it. Taking a look at my top view, I can see that the curve shape here has a radius of 1.25, so that will give me a total depth of 2.5. So here I am in Fusion 360 and I'm going to begin with a new sketch on the front plane. I'm going to begin with a circle with a diameter of 2. Then I will draw some lines off the top here. So I'm going to snap towards the top of the circle and then I'll just simply draw out to the side a bit and then down and then back to the circle. This time I'm looking for my tangent snap as I come back here. I'm going to come back and add the tangency to the top as well. And you can see this line is horizontal, but this one is not. So I'm going to add the horizontal constraint to that line. Next, I'm going to trim the right side of the circle here. I get a little warning that a constraint was removed, and that's okay. I'm going to continue adding some dimensions and constraints as needed. I'll come back with my dimension tool and dimension from the center of the arc to the right side of the shape here. And that is going to be 1.75. Then I can go ahead and escape out of the command there, and I can see that it is fully constrained. It has changed colors. There's no geometry here that I can modify. So I'm ready to extrude. I'll go ahead and finish sketch, and then select extrude, and then I am going to extrude it the 2.5 inches that we had determined from our detailed drawing. That gives me my first shape. Next, I'm going to create the cuts out of the top of the shape here. So taking a look at the detailed drawing, I can see that these cuts are 1/2 inch from the right side of the prism that I created, and they are 1/2 inch thick with 1/2 inch space in between each one. I'm going to sketch on the top of this shape here. Then I will create a rectangular shape, and then I'll go ahead and create another rectangular shape here. Then I'm going to come in and add some dimensions. So this line is supposed to be 0.5 away from the right side. So is this one. I could do that with another dimension, or I could add a collinear constraint to make these two vertical lines collinear to each other. Next, I'm going to add in my 1/2 inch dimensions. So the first line should be 1/2 inch from the bottom there. The next one should also be 1/2 inch, and then 1/2 inch of space between these, and then finally another 1/2 inch here. Right now my cutouts are not aligned with the shape itself, which is actually okay as long as my cutout is bigger than my part. Just to fully constrain it, I am going to go ahead and add some dimensions to these lines and make it 2.25, which should match the width of the shape there. I'll use my equal constraint to set these two cutouts equal. Then I will finish my sketch, and then I'm ready to extrude these as cuts. I'll select my extrude tool, and then I'll select these 4 profiles now because of the dividing line. I'm going to change my operation to cut, and then I'll drag my depth into the part here, and I can see that it's going to cut. So for my extent type, instead of distance, I'm going to tell it to cut through all. Then I will click OK. And now I have the cut features there as well. Next, I'll add the hole. So taking a look at the print, we've got a diameter 0.75 hole. It has a chamfer on it. We'll wait and add this towards the end. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the hole for now. So back in Fusion, I'll start my hole command and I'll click on the plane where it's going to go, and then I will select my reference collector here and select the arc, and that will create a concentric hole for me. I'm going to change my diameter to 0.75. And currently it's set to a depth. I'm going to change distance to all, so it cuts completely through. Then I will click OK, and now we can see the hole cutting through the part. Next, I'm going to create the feature over here on the right side. So let's take a look at the detailed drawing. We can see that it is 1 inch thick, and the entire part is 2 inches tall. So that's going to give me a 1/2 inch of space above and below. And the curve shape has a radius of 1.25. So back here in Fusion, the first thing I'm going to do is construct an offset work plane. I'll select my offset plane here, and then I'm just going to click on the plane here on top, and then I'm going to set the offset value to -0.5. And that will give me a new plane here 1/2 inch down from the top. I'll go ahead and sketch on that plane. And then I want to use this right side edge, so I'm going to go to Create, Project Include, and Project, and then I will go ahead and project this edge here. Then I can go ahead and draw from there. So I'll draw a line out to the right, 1.75, and then another one from the bottom out 1.75. Then I will come back with the Arc tool, so I'll select Create, Arc, and 3-point arc. I'll select the 2 endpoints, and then I'll move until they are tangent. And that's going to give me my fully constrained shape here. You can see because of the projected edge, it recognizes it as a fully constrained full profile. I'll go ahead and finish my sketch, and then I will extrude it. So I want this to go down 1 inch, so that's going to be -1. So I'll set my depth here to -1. And that gives me my extruded geometry. Next I'm going to add a hole. So looking at the print, that hole is a diameter of 1. So I'm going to come back once again with my hole tool, select the face, select my reference collector, and then select the arc that I want to be concentric to. I'll adjust my diameter to 1, and then for my extents, once again, we're going to go through all. And then I will go ahead and click OK. Next, I'm going to add the 4 chamfers. So the print tells us that there's basically 4 of them that are 0.06 by 0.06. I'm going to select the Modify dropdown, then select Chamfer. Then I am going to select my edges. So I'll select the 4 circles. I'm just going to hold Control to continue selecting additional objects until I have all 4 of those selected. Then I will set the value to 0.06, and you can see it's set to equal distance, so it will be 0.06 by 0.06, and there you can see the part with the chamfers added. Finally, we have several fillets and rounds to add. The print tells us that all of them are 1/8 inch in radius. To start with, I'm going to create the 4 fillets going across the part in this direction. So I'll select my fillet command. Then I'm going to hold Control and select all 4 edges here that I want. Then I will adjust the radius value to 0.125. And then press Enter. That will add my first set of fillets. Next, I'm going to start the fillet command again. And because I've added those fillets, all the other fillets I need are in one continuous chain. So I can simply click one of the edges here, adjust the fillet value to 0.125, and then click OK. And as you can see that it added all the rest of the rounds in for me. Once again, if you want to try this out along with me, take a look at the description of the video and you will find a link to the detailed drawing. I hope you found this tutorial useful. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.